Okay. Sorry for the false start. Now we should start for real. Well, as soon as the broadcast starts working again. Yeah. Apparently, electricity is also not a given in this area. Anyway, today I'm back with my original hardware, which is on one hand, yeah, hello, we're back online. Okay, so I'm back with my original hardware, which is both good and bad. Well, good is because I believe that is a bit more powerful, so the translation broadcast quality should be a bit better. Bad because I no longer have the two-screen setup, which I grew pretty fond of, and I might be still missing some files I need to move back and forth to get access to all my work. But for now, let us begin. So last time we were working on the trucks, and unfortunately this is something I believe I didn't move back, but we should be able to start with something pretty similar. So the game has the mod has a bunch of minivan based vehicles, and for minivan we have the default vehicle from there. Okay, let's start by importing those. So FBX. Okay. Oh, you still don't see this. Unfortunately, I don't have access to all the saved folders. Yeah, sorry, this broadcast is a bit haphazard. I even thought about canceling it for this week, but decided to soldier on despite the bad conditions. Okay, anyway, let's find the mod folders. Well, the first one should be pretty easy to find, and we'll use that as a base. Okay, that should be going up one. Zomboid. Because they have the animated vans, we can just use the base van model from my vanilla vehicles animated mod. So that's what I'm looking for, and this should be yes, this one. Okay, so here we have the minivan, well, the news van, the ambulance van, and even the passenger four-door van variant, with all the bones and animations set up. Unfortunately, I did goof up and forgot to ignore leave bones again, so now I have to go and delete all of those. Okay, drop those bones, we don't need those. Cool. So that's what we're going to use as a base. Then the mod itself has a few more van variants, and I believe for all of this we should also like scale it by 0.4 like this, because that's the scale this mod is working on. We will have to redo all the window animations, but that's a small price to pay for matching scales. Okay, let's find other folders. To find a folder, I'm going to go to the workshop and search for the mod to find. Oh, hello. Hello to my first viewer of this stream. Okay. well, as soon as the workshop decides to open on me, I can find the PZK mod ID. Well, so far it doesn't, which is good. It is not good at all. Okay. Is the broadcast okay? Let me check it. Yeah, we seem to be losing some frames, but it's holding surprisingly well. Okay, but apparently that is all the broadband, and we are missing. Well, we can't access the workshop. Okay. That isn't good, but I guess there's one more thing I can do to find out where this mod is. Okay, so let's open the game, go to mods, and yeah, that's the default mod UI because apparently I disabled it. So let me find, this is PZK Animated. And where is the PZK base mod? Well, that is strange. Yeah, no, PZK Immersive Vanilla Cars. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the one. And here we can see the Steam ID is 321768504. I usually take like the first 5 digits. 32176. So now go to the workshop contents folder and sort it by name and search this. 32176, was it? Yes. 32176, yes, that's the right one. 32176, here it is, mods and Vanilla Plus car pack. Okay, so that's the mod we need to get models from. Okay, let's copy this mod folder into the Blender dialog. And here let's here if you see, we can filter by van and find some things like here. Van box FBX is an obvious van based vehicle, but it has the box here. Now same thing, import another FBX, filter by van. Okay, the minivan is not ours, the step one is not ours, but what's the difference between those two? I don't really see. Okay. That one and that one, let's make them visible. Grab by X4. Okay, so they look pretty much identical. Do we really need both of them? Don't think so. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Okay, then box lights. Okay, that one, you can see why it is different. It has this added bit on the roof. Next, import FBX. Then that's another van cab, but something different at the back. Now van camper is a bit shorter than the rest. That is not something I'm fond of, because that means we'll have to add more animations and bones for the rear doors, if it has rear doors, of course. Next, van hot dog. Well, no, that's a step van hot dog. No, don't keep that one. Okay, van ice cream. That's also a step van. Then light bar is okay. So that's a basic van, but with a light bar added. Okay, keeping this one. FX. Then pizza, I believe. Yeah, that's another step van. Import FX. So let's get, we have one more, which is van taxi. Import, yeah, that's a van based model. Okay, so now we have all those van based objects here. So let's move them out of this completed collection and make a new collection for them. Let's call it like raw, because those are not processed items yet. Okay, for all those items we have one common denominator, is this front cab, and thankfully for us we have a couple van variants here that already have this cab done and processed. We only need to separate it into its own object. And if we look at this van, it is already pretty much cut off. So what do? Is get transparency mode, get face select mode, go to orthographic side view, then select this whole front cab and separate it into its own object. Okay, if we hide this object now, this backside is now cut off, which probably isn't what we want, but last stream we okay, sorry, let me get rid of all those extra visible bits for you. Okay, so last time we figured out how to use array modifier to attach one mesh to another. So same deal, we put on array modifier, and by default it just wants to copy this object multiple times. We don't want it to copy, so we set the count to 1 and we get rid of this relative offset. But instead we tick this merge button here, and as a cap we add this object here to be added, and that does the trick for us. Now this van looks whole again, and we can move this cab into its own collection. That collection we'll call components. So that goes here and gets renamed as component, or comp for short, cab, because that's the cab part of the van. Now do we want to modify this a bit? We probably do, because I see this wall here that might not be something we need for all other variants. But for now, let's re-enable this raw collection. I'll shift click on the eye to hide the entire collection, and then click the eye again, so all the items within are still invisible, but we can now make them visible one by one. Okay, here, that looks like the cab at the front matches pretty well. We can keep it as is. We have this back wall here and the box. Okay. So if we hide this, go to orthographic view from 3, get transparent node, select all of this, and delete all the faces. So now we have cleared off or shared off everything that we are going to be using from the shared model. We probably can also drop this those faces here. If we enable the cab, we can see that it kind of completes this vehicle, but because those were in fact different models, there are some adjustments we need to make for them to stick together. Okay, enable magnet mode to vertex, enable auto weld, and let's move this vertex here, this vertex here, this one. Why is it not moving? Because I did not select the right vertex. That is a slight alteration of the original model, but that shouldn't be that big of an issue, because that's not going to be noticeable in game. Okay, so now this box variant can accept this cab as an attachment, and we can, well, just add it here. Generate array one count without relative offset with merge enabled, and this cab as a cab. Okay, why wouldn't you? Because you apparently have some scaling. Let's check it, and here, yeah, that's scaled down to about 100. That's not something we want. Let's enable all objects here, here, and those, because when we scale those down, yeah, they also got some scale applied, and we want to apply all those scales. Now, with that being done, this box, and even if we disable this cab, yeah, that gets attached now. Good. So that is our box truck that has the front doors, can share the front doors, the rear, the front windshield, and the hood and front headlights with the base van. Now we also have those rear doors here. And let me actually get this material. Okay, get box van. Let's name this material. Please don't hang up on me. I'm not sure why renaming material makes Blender hang up like this. it's done. Oh, let's detach this image we don't have access to, and instead let's find in this folder, going up a bit, textures, vehicles, van. Okay, van, box, clean shell, fire shell, gigamart shell, kitchen shell, toy shell. Okay, so there apparently are a lot of those box trucks in this mod, but they are for different businesses. And is that okay? So that apparently is because the transparency here set alpha to none, and nope, that UV mapping on the cab does not match this texture. But at the same time, yeah, this box kind of matches, but you see this has a roll up door, while the geometry has those doors that slide outwards. Okay, so which one is correct? One way to check is go to the mod folder, okay, and go to scripts, vehicles, find this box van script, okay. That's a van camper. Can I find van box? Here, vehicle van box. Here, that should be what we're looking for. Okay. PZK van box. Yep, that looks like that's the shell it is using. Gigamart kitchen toy shell. Well, that is a problem. Because if this UV mapping is botched up, we cannot use this shared part for this van here. Okay. What are the UV maps here? Okay, so that's for the box, that's for the rear, and apparently why would you do such a thing? Okay, so apparently someone making PZK mod decided it would be a good idea to change the UV maps on those models so we don't have access to an easy reuse of van parts from other, well, basically the same type of vehicle but a bit different. Okay, I do not approve of that, but that's something we have to work with. So, okay, so that model, because we have already mangled it with trying to attach a cab that doesn't work with it here, we'll have to delete it. That one, okay. Let's set it to none. Yeah, so that's how the cab should have been colored. But it was not. Okay, so let's get rid of it and let's select this collection and import. Well, selecting collection is important because when you import another FBX, that's where it goes. So let's go to van, let's go to van box, import FBX, and I want to double check import FBX now, van box civil. Let's compare those two UV mappings. So this van box, if we apply this material we had correct texture for, it should now be textured correctly. I'll just try it. And please. Well, Blender apparently is having a hard time here. Okay. Did it change? Yeah. So that now looks correct. Okay, if we go to this van and try to apply the same texture, yeah, this UV mapping is also matching here, so we don't need those two models. Okay, so that one goes away. This one, okay. Now let's select all those new vans. Let's select them all and try to select all their cabs like this. UV editing, and they all seem to have, oh no, some of them have those weird bits, but those are like obviously overlapping some specific bits, like the lights, the rear bit here, so those probably are from the brig. Okay. No. I start to hate this a bit, so okay. This one has the cab UVs here. This one has the cab UVs here at the same bit, but some strange bits here. Okay, whatever. This one apparently has the cabs probably same way this one does. Okay, so at least we know that we can reuse the ambulance, well, this cab for ambulance. Okay, next for this brick. Yeah, that also uses the same position as here. Now light bar also can use this cab, and then seats also can use this cab here. Okay, so apparently it's just those two vans that need their specific cab. Oh joy. Okay. Okie dokie. So since they need their own cab, let's cut their cab as a part. Hide all of them. Enable this one, and let's make sure transparent mode on. Selection mode is for faces. Selection faces mode means I can like box select like this, and it will mostly ignore its faces here, though some horizontals here got selected even though I didn't want them to. And what? Because that is not going to reduce a cab. I probably can just reuse this whole part here and only set some parts here to match. Oh, I'm not going to match this geometry anyway. So neither the hood nor anything going to be changed. So those two parts are not going to be modular. Instead, let's focus on this rear bit here. So that rear bit here, this. Okay. Well, for some reason, those are set as their own objects here, probably with their own depth, but we don't need them because they obviously don't match where the door should be. So instead, let's just weld them together with this one here. So magnet mode on, weld mode on. Let's move to weld together with those bits here. That those vertices, let's weld them together. Let's select all of them together. This here and merge at center. Those also merge at center. Those here. All of those merge at center. This collection merge at center, and we have some vertices here for the insides of the door that are going to go away. Okay, let's delete those vertices and hope we didn't delete something we need later. Okay, looks like we did, but I forgot to weld this group of vertices into one. Center, and did I weld those vertices here? Nope, I also didn't. Merge at center. Okay. Now, with all those vertices welded to shut, let's move them to where they should be. like so, so. Like that, that, like that, and like, oops, okay, like that. Okay, now this rolling door, it needs to be flat, or needs to go flat. There are a couple ways we can ensure that, and probably the easiest one would be to just take those vertices and slide them into one side. But that kinda messes up the UVs here. Let me check why. Let's select those two. And, well, no, it actually shouldn't mess them up. Why it does then? So if this... Oh, yeah, let's disable the magnet. Okay, so, yeah, that can be. Well, apparently those vertices here also need to be welded together. Center, and this one needs to go away. That goes here, and that goes, well, shucks. Why? Why does that face does that? Okay. Another thing, okay, we have this cut here. We have this here. We can dissolve this edge. We keep this edge. Okay. And similarly, we can dissolve those three edges while keeping those. Okay, and that kept, for some reason, kept this edge here. Why do you do this? Let's see on the inside. Okay, that we don't need this vertex, and apparently you have some vertices here that we probably also don't need. Okay. Will you behave now? Yes, you will. Cool. So now we have this rolling door perfectly flat. And since I want it to also be flat vertically, I don't need that much geometry here. Let's slide those up into here. Well, why? Do we have something on the inside here? Yes, we do. We, for some reason, kept this vertex. We kept multiple vertices here. Good. Now those are gone. Let's move it up here. Okay. That is our rolling door. That's going to be separated into its own object. And with this door gone, now we need to well, basically join the interior with this door frame. The way to do it most effectively is to start with the existing interior and try to match the shape. Start with this edge here, extrude by y-axis, move it forward, don't care by how much, and enable magnet mode, weld those two vertices here. Now we have okay, another thing to do is take those two faces here and put a face in between. Now we have this rectangular bit and that rectangular bit, and we want to merge them basically. Okay, so extrude. Now scale by x-axis till we match the width of this door. Now scale by z-axis till we match the height of this door. Bit like this. Okay. Let's get this those two vertices with magnet mode on. Let's move them along Z and find this vertex here. So it does that. No, it doesn't look like it did what I wanted it to. Yeah, actually it did. Next bit. Here, take this vertex and this vertex and move along the axis to match this vertex here. Okay. Now let's move them by the y-axis a bit closer here, and then extrude once again and try to match with this one. Okay. We are still somehow messed up with this corner. Okay, we'll fix it after a while. Okay, here we have already matched. Here we are almost matched. Jump here, here. Take this vertex and weld it here. And here, want this vertex to be welded here, and I want to find all other vertices and weld them here as well. Okay. Now that looks like the interior now matches the new door frame. We did this rolling shutter door last time. Okay. That's going to be a bit tedious, so I'm probably going to do this on at a different stream, but I'm going to show you how to prepare this mesh into those separate segments. First thing we want to do is go to editing mode here, select all of this here, aim at this or this side and press Ctrl R for loop cuts, and then use mouse wheel till we get enough segments so they all line up with those textures. And then press 0 to fix them at the center, or you can if you didn't press 0, you can then use mouse to position them correctly, but we want even segments, so here we are. Now select all and Alt M to separate, and this select this separate faces by edges. So now every edge is its own submesh, so they're not connected by those vertices here, which is what we want, because now we have ability to select this individual origins, go to side view, extrude by 3, sorry, let's first enable this auto delta, extrude like so, and then scale by Z, and each segment scales down a bit. So now they can kind of roll into each other. Okay, let's make them a bit thinner, and this is our rolling shutters. Edge, set sharpness by angle, average by face area, and this object is now done and ready to be rigged to however many bones it requires. Is it 16 just like last time? Yes, it is. And I believe the first 4 we left as is. Might have a different animation here. Anyway, now we have this box van. We want to separate its doors and hood into their own objects. Okay, so that's one door, that's another door. Okay, that is the hood. And I'm sorry, I once again need to make a short break. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Some things just can't be ignored. Okay, now we need to reprocess those doors here because, well, they are different from the shared doors for the rest models. Then this hood object, let's hide it all. And we also need to cut out this, well, apparently that windshield was already cut out here. Well, not sure why, but okay. We can move those vertices around a bit to match this windshield, but let's just leave it as is. Now some more modifications here. The seating, the wheel, and the engine block. We have all of those things as this interior object here. Well, that interior object also contains the interior here, but we can just we can just separate those into their own object. Let's use transparent selection, so we select the whole thing. Let's separate it, and we can reuse those 2 bits with this vehicle regardless of the texture conflicts, because they and the seats, they use their own texture anyway, so that's not gonna matter. But that one we now have to move into its own, well, collection, because now that becomes a component. Oh, interior. And since we cut it from here, now we need to re-add it using the modifier. if you rename those with some letter that is earlier in the alphabet, like C here, you can, instead of using this pipette and finding the object here, instead click here and select it from list, like this. Same thing here, and might be more convenient in some situations. Anyway, with this box then, now, okay, oops, okay, and we lost the broadcast. Sorry for the interruptions. Like I said, internet here is subpar, but that is why I now keep recordings. So please visit my YouTube channel and watch those problematic streams there. Okay, and the stream is apparently back. So, welcome back everyone. Okay, so this engine block is a bit not matching the previous position, but we can use the vertex magnet to fix all of this. Okay, so vertex mode, this one moves here, this one attaches here, and what is wrong with you? Okay, so that is now all attached. We have some texturing issues here. But nothing a bit of UV editing can't fix. Okay. now that edge is more of a uniform black. And we don't have any weird textures there. Okay. Now, we also have this insides of this frame to work with. Because if we enable backface culling, that all goes transparent here. Okay, and we also have a problem with those floorboards here. Oh, we'll deal with them in turn. First thing here, yeah, there, let's see, a bit here, and here, okay. So selecting all of those faces and faces from up here. Yeah, probably I'll change my mind a bit, but not critical. Okay, so now with those faces selected, we split selection, and with transparency mode, just move them a little bit inwards, like this. Okay, so those faces here, I actually want to just delete all of them. And those faces down here, we need to stitch their bottom side back where it was before we moved it. Okay. With those manipulations done, now we have this front edge here that we can select, we can extrude and, well, move it closer to those vertices here and stitch it in place where it should go. Okay, now we have a bit of an issue with this one because that doesn't feel all the way here. Let's unstitch those last two vertices here, and that one too. Okay, and instead connect them to the corners like this. For this one, and for this one goes here. Now use knife tool. Oops. Knife tool to create one cut here for an extra vertex here, and stitch that vertex in here. Same on the other side. Okay, next, select those two edges and F to fill in between them. Select those two edges, F to fill between them. That is one thing. Now select this new edge, select this new edge, and extrude. Move them somewhere out of the way a bit. So I want this vertex to match here, and I want this vertex to match here. And we once again have this one extra vertex in between that we use the knife tool. Okay. Why does it cut through? Do it like here. Does it have to? It does not. But we'll probably need to cut it before we move this vertex. So cut an extra vertex here. This vertex matches here. This vertex matches here. Same deal with this one. We'll need one extra vertex here, and now stitch 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and for the okay, this one goes here instead. So now for the top part, we already have this perfectly positioned edge, which we can extrude down and connect vertices. This one here, this one here. Here. Okay, and for those two vertices, once again, knife tool like this. And here, knife tool. Here. And we need to fill those triangles. Well, those two should be close together, so we can use them. And that is our front windshield frame now done without this double thickness. That can cause more problems than do good. Okay, next bit here is for some reason we have this wall here that should be actually part of the seats, I believe, but is not, so we don't need it. Goes away. Now we need why do you try to select the doors, but it goes all the way here? Why? Let's clean up the mesh. Merge by distance. 56 extra vertices listed here as removed. And now if we select the door frame, it does absolutely not what I wanted. And that still goes here. Sorry if you can hear some external noise. Anyway, I actually only need just a few of those vertices, well, edges here. And do I need those? Kinda yes, kinda no, maybe. And this, the same selection here, those L shape of the edges. Now get median point pivot, extrude, and S by X. So we give those door frames a bit of depth. Next, select this vertex here, match it here, select all those vertices here, move by x-axis till they also match, move by x-axis till they match here, same on this side, on this vertex, welds here, well, it doesn't weld because I apparently didn't select the auto weld on. But those three vertices move by X in line with this one. And those vertices at the top, let's connect them to the roof. Okay. Now this one, extrude here, and that vertex also goes in here. Now get this edge, extrude up to here, and that vertex also goes here. And we have the back wall. We can now construct by extruding those two. Up like this. Oh, is it? Okay, this width seems to match. Extrude by Z up to here. And extrude one last time. Up to here. Okay, so now that cab has a full interior. Mesh, clean up, merge by distance, because we had some vertices we combined without the outer weld on. And that should be good enough for this box van, and we can use it as a base for this box van. Okay, so with this box van, we want to keep, can we just select this one and this one. So those are the bits that are different and we want to keep. So we go to selection, go to invert, and drop all those and remove vertices. And same deal as before, using the array modifier without any offsets to join it with this box van. Oops. Okay. So that box fan, let's apply rotation and scale, and this one, yeah, also. Okay. So that is the van lights. Next is the ambulance one. For some reason, without the the light bar, but not sure what ambulance goes without light bars, but apparently there is one in that one. One thing I noticed, there's some weird shading here still. That is probably because I didn't do this edges treatment here. Average by face area. Yeah. That is a bit crumpled here. That is because for some reason it doesn't use the smooth shading. Okay, so that can be set for, okay. No, it doesn't. That is the first time I see this crumpling problem here. Okay, that apparently fixed it. Okay, good to know that that works on the added on meshes too. Now we need to process those doors here. Well, that one we did process. Let's just rename it trunk box object, and we can move it into here. That door is going to be a door box from a right object, and we need to give the window bit, well, first of all cut out the window and then give it some depth here. Okay. Hello to everyone viewing this stream. How are you doing? Okay. Yeah, thank you. I really like you enjoyed this stream. Cluster is high. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, and sorry for not noticing it before. That's had to change my OBS setup again, so I don't have chat constantly visible. Hopefully I will get a second monitor again sometime in the future. For now, it is what it is. Anyway, drop those faces, those two. Let's separate them into their own submesh. Now flip them so they're facing this way, and we can extrude them up here. This way they add a bottom face here that is facing the right way, and here. If you try to extrude them in the other direction, I probably have this problem with this rolling door here, because I forgot to flip it, and you see with the back face cooling on off, well, that looks normal, but with back face cooling on, that looks like it is inverted. And that's exactly what it is, because I forgot to flip this face before, those faces before extruding them. The way to double check it is here in overlays, pick face orientation, and you see they're all red. That means that they are actually outside out. The fix is just to flip them all, and that should now give them correct view. So here with back face cooling on, they are still looking normal. Okay. So, good thing I caught it now. Anyway, this door. We have one face added down here that we're not going to need, so let's drop it. And those vertices should be welded here, and that gives the door the width we need, with one exception of those top vertices. Those no, don't need a magnet. I just want them to move much closer here, so the top reach of this door is thick. Good. Now the windows. Those windows are pretty basic, so let's inset that should give us some baseline. This line matches nice. This bottom line needs to be moved up a bit, so like this, and here like this. Okay, that one, let's also move it a bit here. So that's the window. That is the inside. We don't need those faces, and now let's weld this those holes shut. Magnet on, auto weld on. Okay. So that door, clean up, merge by distance, edge. Don't want to mess up the window, the mirror, so I'll just reselect just the door. Edge, set sharpness by angle. That looks fine. Alt N, average by face area. That door is now done. You can go here. This window. Let's flatten it. Let's duplicate and flip for the backside, and that should be now done. Window, for the box variant. Good thing about those doors and windows is hopefully they match with armature close enough so we can reuse animations at least. But maybe not, and we have to redo the window animations anyway. Next thing, on the other door, same deal as here. Start by opening up this to be removed. Yeah, Alt M selection, Alt N flip. 3, 1. Extrude. Cut this bottom face. Move this edge closer here, like so. Weld the bottom vertices. Inset. I don't need a magnet here. Okay, that is our window. Those are not needed. Get magnet back on, get vertex mode, and weld them. Well, apparently sometimes I misclick F for a G. Probably because the keyboard is a bit different than a few last streams I had to work on. Okay. This door is mostly done. This window, door. Yeah, that's the window. Alt N, average by this area, duplicate, flip. That is now window, box, front left object. Go in here. Let's hide this collection. And this one we still need to clean up merge by distance. We still want edge set sharpness by angle, and we want to re-average by fixed error. And that is our final door. Box, front left. And finally we have the hood, which looks fine, I guess. And we have the front windshield. Make it double thick with both faces visible. Give it correct name. Okay, and that should be it for those box smells. Now I am a bit confused. Where are the normal doors and hood? Yes, they are here in this armature. That's because I used to move the armature to its own collection precisely for this, because currently it has some objects hidden within it and they're not visible. So let's do it here. Let's make a new collection. Okay, call this collection armature. Make it visible, move it closer to the top, and move this vehicle skeleton in it. And now all the doors are listed here. Okay, so we have this this door like this, and we can see, okay, we can see that this door in fact is close enough to this bone here. So well, it's not going to be perfect. There's a hefty gap in here, but it's close enough, so we can reuse the animation. Same deal with the hood. This is the hood for well, the hood for the basic hood, and that is the box van version hood. So they are close now. Okay. So those doors, hood, trunk, and windows all should be parented to this skeleton with armature deform. And now we need let's move that away. Just need some vertex groups. And we already can see that, yeah, that door got animated. That, oh, put it, yeah, that still should move correctly. Okay, yeah, it does. I'm glad it does. So yeah, there's a gap here, but nothing too major. However, if we're going to have some issues with other animations, we can add more bones here. And that's not that big of a deal. Front right, and door, bone, sign. Oops. Okay. Select this armature, go to pose mode, and I'll probably test if that door is also open. Here, and this hood. And it goes up. Okay. Now this rolling shutter. Same way as before. Let's add more bones for this rolling shutter. First thing, this edge, cursor to selected, select armature, edit, shift A. Okay, so that is 1 hour bone. Select the top edge, shift S, cursor to selected, go back to editing, go back to editing armature, select this top bit here, shift S, selection to cursor. So now this bone matches the whole length of this rolling shutter. This bone we now can here subdivide this bone, and here in this subdivide options, let's give it 3 cuts. Okay, now with those 3 at top here, go make another subdivide and also give each one of those 3 cuts. And that should give us enough bone segments to fill, well, to have every segment here filled. So let's now start naming those bones correctly. Trunk of box 16. This is okay. I've got to end it with a bone. That is 14. That is 13 lucky bone. And that is 12. 11. 10. 8, 7, 6, and 5. Okay, so those are all the bones we need. Yeah. That one is the same name but not numbered. Now we need to add a lot of vertex groups here to this bit. That is for bone 16. Fifteen, 14, 5, and now the final unnamed. Okay. Now assigning vertex to all those groups, vertices. To do this, that is our bone 16 assign. That is bone 15 assign. That is 14. That is 13. That is 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. And all of those below go to unnumbered. Okay. So now we are ready to make an animation for those. Select armature, go to animation mode. Okay, we have cursor here up top. We should already have, let's go to action editor. We already should have a trunk animation here, but that goes with those two doors. And we want to have a similar animation for those bones. Okay, so that is a rotation here. That's save too much info into that keyframe. So that is our starting keyframe. Now, just like with the box truck we did last stream, let's start by making some steps in the animation and get this bone rotated around X by say 45 negative degree. That is our first step, but we also want to move this whole shutter up so it matches this cursor. Now magnet, move up to match the cursor and save this position here. Okay, so that is, oh, okay, backspace and save this position here. So that is now our first bit of animation. Second frame, we want to rotate this bone around x-axis by another negative 45 degree. We want to also rotate this bone by first 45 degree negative around x-axis, and we don't want this shutter to inherit this rotation. So here in bone settings, untick inherit rotation, and we probably should do it for the rest of the bones. Okay, this too. Good, so that is our next frame. But if we move here, we want this to still be at its default position. And finally, just like before, we need to compensate this by moving this up to match the cursor here. So that's going to be our most constant movement here. Now, next frame, we want to save this rotation here. We want to rotate you around X by another -45. We want to rotate you around X by -45. Save it, save it, and we want to move you up. Well. Apparently, and that one also needed to be saved like this. Yeah. Hey. Okay. Get something weird going on with that rotation. Fixed now. Okay, moving up one final time, and that should be, yeah, save those keyframes. That should be the whole animation. Okay, now let's have those frames. Okay, select those. Okay, let's spread those frames a bit more evenly. So that frame needs to be like number 1. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so about 4 frames per one. Okay. 4, then that one is 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and that kinda breaks a bit. Okay. Here. Let's start by having 3 frames. First step. Then move to 4. And final, let's make it like 5. Okay, like this. Okay, that is our rolling door animation. That we are ready to export. Well, one thing I remember from exporting it with the box trucks is we'll have to tick this option to enforce first and last frame for every animation, which will kind of explode our size. Well, our export file size, which is not what I want, but oh well. We don't always get what we want. Another thing we should do is fix the window animations, and those two boxes or box vents we can move here. Good. Let's go back to animations. Yeah, and we also need to clean up the names of all of those animations we imported. So the door left closing. That is governing both doors. Door front right closing. Trunk closing. Door rear left. Yeah, we don't have those visible on those vents, but we still have those animations. And we probably will have to redo those animations too, because they are not just rotations. Let's check. Vehicle. Yeah, here we have a bit of a problem with this animation. So those frames here, they are fine. Those intermediate frames I want to delete. Now, everything up to like here, all of those frames, they need, oh, let's select everything and just unselect those two. All those frames, they need to go. For this sliding door, well, we start by making this rotation animation here to open it out a bit. Then let's move the cursor and try to aim this cursor here at this angle right here. That's close enough. Now let's pivot around the 3D cursor, step the same 3 frames, and go into a rotate around Z axis, and those would be like the same 5, maybe 6. I changed my mind. Let's drop this keyframe too. Anyway, here, this bow, select it, rotate by 5 degree negative, 7 degree. Sorry, not the cursor, the endpoint. Rotate negative 7 degree. So that's the door open. Now cursor here, pivot around cursor, save this keyframe, and step some more frames, rotate same 7 degrees, so we but without negative, so we resume the flat position. And we also want to move it down a little bit like this. So now those two actions give us this kind of poke the door out step. And now from this step here we go to all the way to where it should be open and make it move down Y like this. So that is our full animation here. Okay, for HUD, that shouldn't change at all. And why do we, okay, we have rear right, do we have rear left? Yes. This animation is probably botched too, yeah. Okay. I'll keep this keyframe, drop the rest, and let's do the same deal here. Start by pivoting around median point of the bone, rotate, well this time start by rotating 7 degrees here, save loop, nope, step here before, rotate by 7 degrees, okay. Save here. And now here, move cursor into this position, pivot around cursor, rotate -7, and move by Y to about here. Save. Now move to the first frame, move by Y to about here. Save, and that's the animation. Now front windows. Because we changed the scale, they are now out of whack. Like you can see, they drop way too far. So once again, we keep the first position here. But for the last position, let's redo. Okay. Move down by Z-axis to here. Let's move by X-axis to about here. Set the cursor on this line and rotate around Y-axis to here. Okay, so let's check this for, we can see that for default doors, that now looks fine, but we also have those box doors here. So let's disable basic front left window and front right window. Let's disable basic front left door. So now we only have the box variant door and window. And the animation for them looks kinda good enough. Good. So now for the, we know this animation can work both variants. So let's do the same for the other animation. Sorry, needed a stretch. And you might need one too. So that should be good enough position. Move cursor to here. Rotate Y-axis. and save it. Okay, we have all the animations. We added this trunk animation here. We incorporated those door animations, so we can now export and add those box trucks. But first, let's do some more housekeeping here. Okay, so we have this ambulance. We have this vanilla ambulance, we have this vanilla radio. Those are not needed for PZK because it has its own ambulance variant. So let's drop those. Then ambulance, that is our ambulance. Now, as we have seen, that can work with the default cab we have here. So let's remove some unwanted bits from this model. So select like this. Let's drop, oops, not vertices, drop faces. Okay, let's drop those faces too. Some more of them here. And let's enable this cab. Okay, so the vertices seem to match quite nicely already. So if we magnet them, yeah, they basically don't need to move. Add modifier, generate, add this cab, merge without offsets. Mesh and shading. Smooth. That should be our ambulance. Oh, I forgot to cut out the headlights and taillights on the box trucks. Okay, so that is also something to do. But for now, let's check what we need, what texture we need for this ambulance. Okay, van box ambulance. No, that's not it. That is for box lights. But that doesn't seem to have any ambulance script. I start to have a bad feeling that this model is actually not used by any vehicle in the mod. And it's just there. Okay. No. That is probably this van brig. Why is it called ambulance? I have no idea. But let's just confirm. Re-import this van brig. No, that's a flatbed truck, not this ambulance. Okay, that is a van camper, not an ambulance. Okay, van camper it is. Let's try to find. Oh, drop this excess material and open camper. Okay, so we have camper shell 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's pick one. Let's not use alpha. And here lies a bit of a problem. Do we have geometry for those doors? Or are they just for show? Yeah, they are not yet separate, but fortunately the geometry is kinda close enough. The only problem with those is we'll need more bones. Those doors, yeah, they look fine as is. Can we actually compare this with van seats? Okay, so here with the van seats, we have this cut out for the rear doors. We have this cut out for side door here. We can fill in this side here using a door as plugin. Okay. But will this actually map correctly? Well, I really like the idea of using this rear side to match those doors perfectly. So I'm probably going to cut this out into its own bit too. Though not from here. That is shared by both van and van seats. Though with the van and van seats, I believe we can use van seats as a base instead of van. So many choices. Oh shit. Okay, so the stream is down again. But thankfully that translation moves on. Okay. apparently this fan seats is more fitting for being a base model. Let's cut no, just this. Let's cut this. Hey, and we're back online. It wasn't a long blackout of the internet, thankfully. Okay, for van seats, we need this cab, and we want this cab to match the positions here. So I want this ring here. Let's separate it. Let's join it here. Now we have a ring with correct positions here, and we can make this vertex match here by selecting those two, pressing F to add an edge between them, and then this vertex can slide along this edge in here. Good. Now here we have some vertices we probably don't need. If we do need, we can recreate them later. Okay, so delete those vertices. Same thing here. Let's match this position into here. And we have some holes in here. Let's try to fill them in, and no, they are too different. Here, fill like this, no, doesn't work either. Okay. So let's extrude like this. Go here. Same deal here. Well, extrusion is a bad way to fill those textures here, because it, extrude here, not move, because it doesn't really expand the UV coordinates. But for now, that would work. Other than that, let's now select those two new triangles. UV editing from top view, UV project from view. Okay, so those now have some depth and all the vertices are separate. First thing we want to do is select edge here and this one, and move this bit in here, and now we can match this vertex and this vertex like this. This goes no magnet. This goes in here. That's an approximate position for now. We'll make it perfect TED later. Now select this and this. Same deal. You. Okay, magnet. Move here, move here. this. To make them perfect, we also need to select this cab and this face here. So now we have this vertex as correct position for this one, and stick it in here. Same deal here, selecting this vertex and this vertex gives us correct perfect position here. Let's move this one in here. Okay, now their UV coordinates are fixed and they should join perfectly. Let's keep on moving those vertices around. Okay, so that vertex here needs to match here. This needs to match with this one. That one we probably can delete. And now here. We should pick this one, and probably that goes all the way down here. Okay, so this is now our then seats rear bit that is ready to be merged with the cab. Oops, sorry, with the cab. And we apparently are a bit off here. Are we? Yeah. Okay. Are we off down here? No, apparently we're not. Do let's try to get really close here. Literally. Oops. Why? That should only be adding one edge. Sometimes it gets pretty frustrating when Blender doesn't do what you want it to do. Okay, because we already had an edge there, so let's just move. Okay. Now those are welded perfectly. Good. Next bit here. I wanted to cut off this rear side. Let's hide the armature. That now is our component rear door frame. And since it's a component, it goes into components collection. But this van seats gets to merge with it. Okay, now this van here. That van, instead of it being this whole model like this, and even not like this, I want to take these van seats and fill in those door sides here. And the best way to fill those door sides would be, well, to take the doors. So like this one and this one. And just take those outside faces from this door, from this door, make a copy, separate it, and now those two, oh, this van I don't actually need anything of it anymore, so I'll, rather than delete it, I'll just dump it into a temporary object and then maybe delete it afterwards. But for now I want those two meshes to be joined in here. So if we add let's generate array with no offset caps, then seeds, if we disable it, that is now our van. Take those doors also, make them visible, yeah. That now has all those doors filled in. Here I am not fond of how that works. That's a bit better. And those are no longer doors, those are fixed, but this is the van model we had before, more or less. Except the van previously also included those windows here that are not actually windows. They are just there, but add those in, it's just like window rear left, window rear right. Duplicate those objects and merge them into this one. And with the rear window here. Those two windows duplicate, separate. Join. Okay, here that one needs to be flipped. That one needs to be flipped. Okay. Now we are reusing a lot of meshes, we're reconstructing, but we have both vans here, which is good. We are going to need both van and van seats for this mob. We now no longer need this object for comparison. Let's return to the van camera here. Well, first of all, let's rename it so we camper. So we're no longer confused. Now I want to get rid of, first of all, those rear doors are going to be reused, so drop them. Okay. Now this frame here, that is also going to get reused. From the one we separated. Just those two. Let's for now split. And instead, well, it has the cab. Let's also add this rear door. So now that should fit the trunk doors we have here. Well, with the different texture, of course. And the rear headlights are part of model here. Headlights are part of model here. Seats and interior are shared. Good. Now those doors up here. First of all, I hate those extra edges that go through those doors, so those are going to go away. Next, here we have an edge that this one looks like a good pivot point for this door, but then this edge goes through, so we need a bit of liberal use of the knife to cut this door more precisely. And now this vertex goes up here, those vertices can go here, this one can go here, and yeah, this one, move it up here. Okay, and we have some edges that are not strictly necessary here. Let's dissolve them. So now all those faces here can be separated as a door. Okay, now the interior here. The interior is missing a hole for this door. And that's a bit of a problem. Well, good thing is we have this point here. So we can start using our knife from this point here and cut like here and then go down like here. So that should give us a good enough cutout to match those doors. Well, at least approximate those doors. The rest is going to be fixed by extrusion. Okay. So those faces go away. Select this edge around. Extrude by X. And now let's stitch those vertices to the sides. So here we need two vertices here, so knife one extra. This vertex matches here, this one here. Okay, so to clamp them in here we need to have the cab enabled. So there are vertices here. Just having cab added as by a modifier does not give those exact positions. Okay, so that is now done. We don't have a vertex here, but I suspect we don't need one here. So let's dissolve this one. Okay, this goes here. That one goes here, and here we have kind of more vertices than we actually need, but that is fixed even easier than with an extra knife. We just snap several vertices into one. Okay, this. And that one snaps here, okay. And we probably don't need this one. Can slide it here. Okay, and that is now our interior connected with this door frame. Next thing, let's cut out this big window. Ooh. start from here, connect to this edge. Okay, connect like this. Go straight down, connect like this, connect like this, and straight up. Okay, but that gives us a decent shape for this window. Let's split it. And now we need a matching window in here. Matching does not mean perfect, so we just select some roughly enough vertices here. We go inset, we then delete those faces, we can delete those edges too, and now just snap those vertices in here to the outside. But the corners have 2 vertices each, so just knife from corners to get a bit more vertices. That should give us enough. Okay, that is kinda good enough, I guess, but this edge also is just a loose edge we don't need. Why can't I select OK? Okay, now that window is cut out and we have one more window remaining here. That one, can we reuse the existing window here? So that would be window rear left. Yeah, that kinda matches it here. So the way we can reuse this window is select those 2 faces and drop them. Go to door rear left. Okay, that was a bit not what I expected to have, but it is fixable. Select those faces here, duplicate and split them and merge them back into camera. Okay, now that added this extra material here we don't need. Good. Now with those vertices we have to merge 2 together. but since they are not connected, we start by adding a connection between them and sliding. Same deal here. Have to connect them and then slide. And with those vertices, we can just do a little grab to let out a weld. Deal with them. Good. Okay, here, those vertices, they can all get merged. Here, this is a bit of excessive geometry. Here, we need this. To be merged here, to make this window frame. Well, to make insides of this window frame. Let's disable the store so it doesn't get in the way. And that camper is basically ready. The only thing we need for this camper is animation for those doors. Yeah, and actually finish up those doors. But the camper base is ready, so we can move it in this collection. Now that bit here, we don't need this object anymore. This bit here is the doors, but it doesn't need this array. And let's do those doors. So once again, we want those to be two separate sets of faces. So we select one door and we hit Alt M and select selection. So now they are not connected. We can select either one of them by using L to get connected. That's good. Next, we want to extrude them inwards to give them some depth. Let's disable Auto Weld, select all of them, and since we're going to select them to extrude them inwards, we have to flip them. Okay, extrude like along the x-axis, preferably. Okay. Now, with the pivot mode set to individual origins, let's scale them by y-axis a bit down. Okay, and finally, with transparent selection mode and edge mode, let's move those down a bit so we have like a closer to right angle here. Just by extrusion we had the right angle here, but up there that needed this extra step. Okay, next let's split the windows. Select all four faces here, inset, so that is about where the inset should go. Those two vertices here. Okay, disable magnet, make them both slide down, make those two also slide down, and that should do it. So separate this window. delete those faces. On weld those together. Okay, now we need more bones for those doors. To add more bones, start by selecting the edge around which we want it to pivot. Then select armature. Oops, no. First this edge, Shift S cursor to select it. Then select armature A. Well, because of scaling, this bone looks too big, but we can set its length to be like 0.2, and that is now more manageable. Okay, and this bone should be named rear right camper door. Camper door arm. Okay, so that is one name, because we're going to need 2 bones here. Second one in this position. Same thing, make it length 0.2. Give it the name same, but with ending with L. Okay. So those are the bones. Now, this object should be named. Oh no, it's too early to name it yet. Let's first start by fixing edges, fixing normals, and now we can name it as door, camper, rear right. And here we have okay, that one is window, camper, rear right. Okay. And we have to add both window and door to this armature. Control P, armature deform. Technically, this bone is close enough to this edge, so we could have used it, but we lose this ability because this bone is already involved in an animation, and the same animation we'll have to use for this door. So adding new bones was easier, or more convenient. Anyway, let's get here. We need to add 2 vertex groups. That's the name for one, that's the name for another. Now, this bit is associated with this bone, and this bit is associated with this bone. Same deal with the window. 2 groups, one named R, one named L, and those I want to have those face and transparent mode, so those go to R, and those go to L. Okay. Now armature, select armature, go to animation mode. animation clip we want to add those to is the rear right door closing here. So the start frame is here and the end frame is all the way here. On the end frame we want to add closed position for both of those bones. For the starting position, let's go up and rotate this bone like this, and this bone like this. Okay, so that is our closing. Oof. I'm not fond of how they kind of clip through each other here. The way we can fix it is, well, the trick I used on the rear doors here. So pick one of those bones, this one is selected, and click this, yeah, I want this one. Okay, and save this frame here. But instead of keeping it here, let's move it out like this. So now one door starts opening first, and then the other follows suit. And they don't clip through each other anymore. Okay. That was an easy fix. Sorry if that was too loud. So let's save. Okay. Nope. Okay. So save this animation. Now the camper is also ready. Aside from this window. This window doesn't need this array modifier, but it needs to be renormalized and double-sided, so it's seen from the inside too. Good, and this window here. Do we see this window? Yeah, that window is already processed and it should be animated too. Does it yet? Okay. So camper is done. What window is this though? I'm not sure what window is this, but I'm going to call it, I'll also make it part of the rear right window, I suspect. Though with how the animations work, yeah, I'll probably, for now, let's call it window camper big. Okay. So we know that that window needs to be attached to some part, but we will see in game which window it is. Okay. Next we have the brig. Okay, the brig also has the front cap here. Does it have some rear doors here? That is what I wonder. One brig shell, set alpha to none. Well, it shows the door here. that shows another door here. So yeah, we will have more doors here. Good thing is apparently this door is close enough to this bone, though once again the handle is on this side, so it should pivot around here. So we will be adding more bones. But as the front cab goes, that's our standard cab here. That's, well, close enough to our standard cab here. Yeah, it even has the cut in the right place. Hide the armature. Okay, so that's not perfect, but close enough. Okay. Now add modifier, array, no offset, merge, and use the cab as cab. Okay, that face I probably just added by accident. We have some rear seats, and we have some problems with this window here. Do we want to keep it as part of cab, or should it be moved out? Well, I'll decide it later, not now. Now I want to cut out those doors here. And we want to separate those taillights. That moves to one object with, oops. Well, that separates one, that separates another, and those objects, they don't need this modifier here. Those are just the tail lights for this flatbed variant. Problem with this door is that it is close here but not perfectly matching, and here at the bottom doesn't match at all. Let's take the knife and cut this door out here. And what's with those two? Okay. Forgot to auto weld, so now those were separate vertices. Now we can move them all to match on this slope here. keep knifing this door up here and up here and all the way up here. Okay, this door is now good to be moved to its own object. Split. Okay, same deal here. Yeah, that door is good too. Okay, here we have some orphaned vertices we need to connect. Okay. And we are having some issues with this interior. Because that interior is weird here. I really think that this this bit here, I want to remove it from this space cab. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, it has the doors, but it also has those walls on the inside. Those walls, they need to go. those two. Okay. Okay, this roof, I got it connected a bit wrong, and I don't want it to connect straight to this bit here. Instead, well, I want to Alt-M split it and move it a bit inwards here. Now that gives it a bit wrong positions here, but we'll deal with them accordingly. That one moves here, that one moves here, and that one moves here. Okay, so that roof now is connected to this cab roof. Next we want to do something like take this edge, extrude it, and connect the extruded bits, one to here, another to here. This wall, yeah, we don't need it anymore. Those faces can go. Here we have a big step. For whatever reason. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to cut this stream a bit short because I'm getting a bit tired and losing focus. So thank you all for watching. I really hope you'll be watching the recording. I'm sorry I didn't get to launch the game, but we were listening to this amazing main screen music the whole time. And I hope to see you next time when we finish those vents, and hopefully don't forget to move the trucks along, so we'll finish up those two. And that should give us some decent progress to watch next stream. Thank you, goodbye, have a nice day.